Once again, hello, Bill Carroll here for Team BBS at the 2024 Senior Bowl, and I'm going to do some individual breakdowns on prospects. One of the most talked about prospects here is Brenden Rice, for reasons some beyond his control, and I'll have a video that deals with that as a treat for those who have followed so far this week. But despite, of course, the very famous name associated with Brenden Rice, he's a hard-working player. I watched him first at Colorado, and I thought, okay, this guy's a chance. And then, obviously, at USC, he was asked to do even more things. What you like about him, he's a big-bodied guy, but he has good body control. Obviously understands how to use the route stem and route tree. He's got a good sense of when and where to let the ball get to him. Like sometimes he shows what we call slow hands, right? Which is a good thing, actually, because you're not tipping when the ball is coming into you. Other things to look for when you're watching Brenden Rice. Time speed will matter. And I know people like to rail against, the underwear Olympics when they talk about the combine. But here's why it matters. Play speed, of course, is important. But the reason we want to know his time speed, well, one, is to compare him to other similar athletes. Every team has a database. Some prioritize time speed differently than others, but everybody cares about it. Anyone who says they don't care about the combine, guess what? They send scouts there, so they care about it. So clearly they care. But the medicals really matter. Things that you want to see Brenden Rice do better, though. He's going to be a guy who's probably going to be a contested catch guy, be even better. He's good, but be even better at contested catches. Be even better at walling guys off with your body. He's 212 pounds. He's strong. But, yes, you want to see him win. Instead of, he's probably 60-40 at 50-50 balls, you want to see him be like 80-20 at 50-50 balls. I still would like to see him a little more snap. And what sounds funny saying that, but like be a little more sudden getting in and out sometimes. Other things that I think are growth for him would be run after catch. He's not bad at it, I want to make it clear, but if you could turn him into, if you get to that Rashee Rice level, who is someone he actually shares some similarities with, quite frankly, similar size, similar playing style. If he gets to that Rashee Rice level of run after catch, if he runs 4.51 as Rashee Rice did, he's going to push himself well into the discussion of the top 75 or so prospects, which is impressive when you consider how many really good wide receivers are in this class. I'm going to do a deep dive into one of the other really talked about wide receivers here, Ladma. And I'm going to talk about Marshawn, Lloyd, the former South Carolina, now turned Southern California running back, 5'9" and 1/8", 217 pounds. Caught the ball very well, showed quickness and explosiveness, showed power. There'll be some questions about his long speed, so I hope he does go and perform at the combine. But he was one of the more complete backs here. I have one or two backs I liked better, and I'll deal with them very, very soon. But things that I think Lloyd can look forward to, if he runs well, he could have a career kind of like what we've seen out of some of the backs that made their way to certain offenses. I think the Browns would like him. We all hope Nick Chubb is able to come back and be productive and healthy again at some point. But the Browns need a running back. And I would assume he's somewhere, they'll take a look at him. I can't imagine they wouldn't. The Ravens collect running backs. So both those teams might take a look at him. If other teams, say, for instance, Cincinnati, very, very sort of AFC North-centric. But if Cincinnati moves on from Mixon and they go, once again to a true running back by committee system, he could be part of that committee. If the Chargers move on from Austin Eckler, he's a guy that could fit what they do as a part of a committee there. And another place I could see him landing is the Vikings. The Vikings obviously want to be a good running team. They have some running backs, but they're still looking maybe for a guy that can be their main back. He could be certainly a person who shares the load in that possible role. I'm going to move on in a second and deal with some of the better wide receivers and some of the better running backs here, and then I'll finish out talking about individual defensive players. Once again, Bill Carroll here from the 2024 Senior Bowl in Mobile, Alabama.